Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. My name is Comedian Alex Babbitt, and I'm here with an amazing guest, one of my favorite comedians in the New York City area. Can we get an applause or whatever we need to get for my guest, Riley LASSIN? Yay. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get that going. Let's get it going. Riley, that's just how I talk to, I don't know, virtual people at the moment, but...
It's great. I was waiting for something to clap.
We need to get the soundboard or something.
I just hear a mouse going, yay!
She's my favorite! So, Riley, man, I had to get you on one of the earliest episodes of this show solely because you're one of my favorite comedians in the city who I've gotten to know over the past couple of years, right? Genuinely.
Yeah, this is nice.
Yeah, and you're also very different from me. So a lot of this show is like, I kind of want to just understand your comedic, not only journey, but like how you develop. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Because
okay.
I don't think a lot of people know. Like I don't know what is your fan base life and stuff like that. So like the fans that you have, because you work on a radio show, which is fucking amazing, right? You see the transition?
It's cool because, you know, the radio show, you have millions of people listening and you're just behind a microphone. So in stand-up, we see the people, and then in radio, you're just talking to more people than you've ever done stand-up to. Like, I've never done stand-up to that many people, but I'm talking to that many people, which is very cool, but also kind of intimidating.
So you feel like, how are you relating to them? Because you can't see them. So, like, people are adding you and things like that?
Yeah, and then, like, at the end of the day, sometimes I'll get a message from a girl that's like, girl, I relate to you so hard.
Just your voice, though?
Right, no, because we'll be talking about something, and, like, I think we're talking about, picking up men. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll go up to men. I'll be like, hey, what's up? Like, I'll full on do that. And then I'll like, someone message me, be like, girl, I'm like that too. Like, or like.
She like, I said what's up as well. Brother, you're one of us.
Right, maybe that's why I'm intimidating. Maybe that's why I'm still single. But it's okay. It's fine.
So to give context to you and stuff like that, and then you also explained it to me. You came up in Jersey, right? Like that's where you're born?
Yes, South Jersey. Okay. So it was like, I grew up in Cherry Hill when I was like 14. I moved there, but I grew up really in Lumberton. And Lumberton's like all farmland, right? It really is. It's huge. We had like 2 acres between each houses. Yeah. Like it was, but we were the only Jews. we're the only Jews there. So it's like, we're already kind of different.
What else was there?
Cows and
Wait, so you look at the religious beliefs of the animals?
Jews and cows, that's it. But it was interesting being a little bit of an outsider there. I remember one time all the girls in the I almost said village. All the girls in the neighborhood got together and they're like, Riley, do you believe in Jesus? And I'm like, yeah, cool, he's cool. And my mom's like, Riley, we don't do that. Like, sure, we believe in him, but he's not like,
that's not your guy.
Our guy. He's not our guy. I'm like, got it.
Your mom said, oh, he's there. Like, I know he exists, but like.
But he's not our guy. I'm like, got it.
So who's Jewish Jesus? Do y'all have a version of it? Like, I don't know much. I'm not very religious, so I don't get canceled. Moses?
Moses is pretty up there.
Oh, Moses is the guy?
He's like one of the guys, I guess. He's one of the guys. But that was the weird, like, my parents sent us to Jewish day school, so we were around more Jews when we were older. I grew up with all boys, all boy cousins, my brother, a lot of learning disabilities, so I was always kind of different.
Not only was she Jewish, but she's dyslexic as well, just in case.
I was just always kind of like off, like I was always kind of different with people. So when I was different, I was like, I better be funny. I better make some jokes. I better like make them laugh because they're gonna think I'm weird.
Here's what they still probably do, but you're funny, so it's fine. They're just like, that's the weird funny kid.
Right. Like, who was that weirdo? Okay, she cracked a joke.
Oh, she's the funny weirdo. Yeah. So that is interesting. It's extremely interesting to me, because one, I'm from the inner city, so I wasn't even introduced to like Jewish culture and stuff like that really until I was like into comedy and stuff.
Right, and you're in New York too, which is like a lot of Jews.
Yes, but
you just
like
weren't.
I wasn't around. So actually, where I grew up, there was like the Orthodox Jews down the street, which I don't know. Before I get canceled.
It's okay, you're with a Jew. It's fine.
Yeah, all right, thank you. Jews run the media. Is that true?
No, cut it.
Cut the tape.
The camera just cracks.
No, not another one. That's how they got Nick Cannon. But okay, so because you've also explained to me in real life, that the Orthodox Jews are different from your Jewish customs.
Yes.
And are they more like a traditional sense?
So if you think about it, we're all Jews. It's just levels. That's how I picture it.
Yeah,
I know
they super Jews,
right? There's like it's like customs, and who does the most customs? Who take things literally? Who takes the scriptures literally? And you can kind of go like Reform, Conservative, Orthodox, Modern Orthodox, and it goes all the way up.
Yeah.
But I grew up pretty conservative. I went to synagogue every Saturday. It was funny. Most of the people in my school kept kosher. I didn't. So every Friday, my dad would take my brother and I to a diner before school, which was like so cute. It was like our tradition. But then we would get ham or Canadian bacon. And my dad would like Febreze us before we walked inside. He's like, they're gonna smell the ham on you. Like,
they're gonna smell the heathen.
Right. He's like, you can't go in smelling like ham, guys. Like,
but it's so delicious,
it's
Papa.
so good. Oh, it's so good.
Wow. So you had a Jewish family that didn't restrict you to the beliefs. They let you kind of be a free spirit, is what I'm
Right.
hearing.
They were that's what I love about my parents. They let us do what we want to do, regardless. Same with my profession. As soon as I said I want to be an actor, an entertainer, my dad was a little nervous. My dad was like, I don't know. Like, he's a dentist, but my mom's an artist. And she's like, I get it. She goes, you have to try it out. And then as soon as my dad, saw it in action, like the auditions, me working, me focused, he's like, I get it. Like, you can't have a plan B, only plan A. You got to go for it.
Oh, that's fire.
Right?
That's
fire.
fire.
And I heard him tell a patient that one time. I was
is
like,
your dad Jewish Will Smith? Is that who your dad is?
You're probably like, thank you so much.
He gets me. This guy's good.
Right.
So hearing that, because a lot of what I want to come to understand after this interview or just, conversation is what your comedic writing style and process is. Because, I've gotten this conversation from many people. I don't think a lot of people understand the inner workings of a stand-up,
Right.
and for people who don't know, she's not just a radio personality, but she's also a stand-up and an actor. So I work very differently, but what is your, how do you write jokes?
It's funny because I always want to sit down and write because I'm like, that's how you do it. Like, that's how you're supposed to do it. And every time I do it, I can't. I'm very physical on stage. As you know, I love being physical. I love being...
Yeah. I'm thinking of one act out in particular.
Right. It's a little dirty. It's a little dirty. But I love act outs. I love being physical. And a lot of it has to do with my learning disability. It's recall, a lot of recalling your set, a lot of recalling your jokes. So being physical helps me remember. And so when I'm writing, I have to be standing, I have to be walking, I have to be talking, and it helps me remember. It's like muscle memory.
Oh shit! It's like fucking. I don't know if you've seen this movie, Akilah and the Bee. It's with Keke Palmer.
Oh, right, a long time ago.
Yeah,
I
she
know
was learning
exactly.
how to spell, and she had to be like, "A, B, C." Like she had to do that.
Yes.
Or jump rope. So you got to do that to write bits.
No, jumping rope's too much. I can't be jumping rope. I'm out of breath. I'm not that physically in shape.
But you gotta
I
move.
have to be moving. I constantly, and even as a kid, when I would I have to study, I'd have to be walking. I have to be talking. If I was just sitting. So I was always so jealous of people who could just write out over and over again something and memorize it. Because all they did was write out. And I was like, yeah, I want to do that. And I would try it. In the last 4 years of comedy, I still sit down at a coffee shop I'm going to write. And I can't. It ends up me just on Instagram and I draw something. It never works out.
Doodling.
I start doodling. I'm like, it doesn't work.
This is me on stage.
It's I got a lot done in 4 hours. But I can't do that shit. I can't. Oh, can we curse? I did.
Yeah, no,
okay.
you're good. You're good.
Yeah.
You're fine. You're perfectly fine. You can curse, talk however you want to talk.
Nice.
This is very
But
candid free space.
I can't do that. And
Wow.
I wish I could, but nah.
But that's very unique. The idea of that you know your limitations of how you work. Yeah. So instead of trying to, did you have a moment where you tried to fake it?
Writing wise?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I still do. I still am I go up there, I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be great. I wrote kind of this out, like, and it ends up not working. And it ends up every time a smack in my face. And I'm like, what did I do wrong? When I did that show the other day, and it went very well, what did I do? I was running around my house in Jersey, saying it over and over again, acting it out, saying it to my parents. And when I got up there, it just flowed, rather than me trying to get it from a piece of paper.
You need a more organic approach to it. That's very fire. That's fire. That's fire. Yeah, because it's so unique. And I think what maybe, and I could be wrong here, but what interests a lot of people, because people don't know the inner workings of stand up and just what it means. People just think we make it up on the spot, but people don't know. Like, we work in bits. We're trying to figure shit out.
Trying it out, yeah.
Yeah, and to hear that you have this like oddly artsy, like even artsier than the regular thing way of figuring it out has to inspire others, because that's fine. It inspires me.
Really?
I'm like, I don't, thank God.
Because like at first I hated it. I still, because it feels like a lot of work. For some reason, it's exhausting.
Yeah.
Being like having to walk around and I wish I could just sit and do it. And then it's like, no, my body needs that. My body needs that, because as soon as I get on stage, it flows so much better than if I didn't do that.
That's fair. Like I kind of work. I can write. I have two phases. I have two zones where I write the best. One is
with glasses and without glasses.
When I take off my glasses, that's dumb funny. My glasses are off. That shit is done.
You took off your glasses and go, what did I write?
All right, you know what? That's even funnier than anything I could have done with glasses or without.
Two different Babbitts.
Nah, I'll deal with that too. At some point, I'll do an interview with myself, and it'll be the both Babbitts.
And see what happens.
One's without, one's got glasses, the other one doesn't. That's the only difference. But it's like, truly, my process has always been, even in school, it's very interesting to me that it goes back to school for you, like where you learn that process, because mine was, when I first started school, I could zone out, but I had to be like completely alone and know what I wanted to talk about already. And now I'm just like, I'm kind of freeform, just write. But what normally works best is I talk to myself. I literally have a conversation, a long one, and I write down bullet points. I'm like, that's funny. I kind of like that. All right, good job, Alex. All right, like I high five and then I write down.
So you probably think a lot in the shower. You think a lot
in
the shower.
That's my go-to.
Is it quiet?
Yeah.
You probably talk things out. You probably had a lot of arguments you won too.
Like, that's fine. How do you know? That's you're a genius.
But like, I feel like that's where your go-to is, just quietness. Because I see so many comics who'll just be writing, and things will be like at the Outside Cafe Reggio. They'll just be writing, and I'm like, how you doing that? Like,
I don't know.
I'm impressed. I'm like, damn, I wish I could do that.
Yeah.
But I just can't. And another thing that I always like, I'm always scared to start writing on stage, but crowd work grounds me.
Okay.
And it's like when I did the show the other day, I was very nervous for it. That really big show I was preparing for, and I was doing the bits, I was doing everything. Everything was going well. I could tell I was a little nervous, and I looked at an old couple, and I'm like, "How long have you two been fucking?" And it was so fun, and they grounded me. And then I went back to my comedy. And I've been told a lot of times, just stick to your set. But sometimes, like, I need the audience too to help ground me.
Oh, so do you feel like that's just who you are as a person? Like, you like human, because that's what I hear. You like human interaction. That's like what kind of drives your stand-up. Do you feel like that is the case? Oh,
100, yeah. Because I drive off of energy, and that's why radio is, I've had a harder time with it just because I love that energy of an audience. I love that energy of people laughing, of people not laughing, of people going, whoa, like, oh, no. Because I'll be doing sometimes a set, and they're like, like you can tell that, but I love that shit.
Yeah.
And I want all of it.
Yeah.
And so I definitely feed off energy. Even if it's 4 people, you can feed. When people are like, oh, it's only 4 people. You know how much one person can give off?
Yeah.
But 4, like, so I...
4? That's 3 more than 1. Ah, my math is bad. I almost stuttered. Almost died. Try to add quick.
But as soon as you did that, I go, I think he's right. I went 3 more equals. Yeah, the 2 of us together. No.
Yeah. We started rounding. We doing long division for basic math.
What was the lattice thing? I was doing lattice for that. Did you do lattice in school? Okay.
No, what's lattice? I went to a public school that taught us about art, so math wasn't important.
See,
math might have been important. I'm lying.
I hated that shit. I went to public school for that too. I was like, not math, not cutting it.
No. I gave up on certain classes. I was like, I'm not using this.
My senior year, I was like, nah, that's not happening.
I'm not. When am I gonna use the X and Y? I'm not doing that.
Nah, certain things, but history class, I was like, I'll pay attention here. English, pretty important. Certain things, I was like, I got this. But then I was like, math, fuck that shit. No.
Yeah, you can figure it out. And they don't teach you about taxes, so like it's not even math that you use in it. No, that's the side point. Yeah. I started just being upset.
Taxes.
Taxes. But that's like that. It's amazing to hear your story, and I hope other people who like listen to this can not only be inspired by it, but like understand like. And when you got into comedy versus now, what is one of the main like misconceptions you may have had about maybe the game or just like creative process? You know what I mean?
Right. I think in comedy, I didn't know what I was doing when I was in it. I just did it. Like when I first started comedy, I would bark 2 to 3 nights just to get on set. Barking is the people outside a comedy club being like, hey, you want to come see a comedy show?
They all talk like they're from the 50s, apparently.
Hey, comedy, you can take it.
Hey, Shay, you look like a good couple.
Hey, but people hate us. People do not like you. But it gave me time on stage. Yeah. And I would go from waitressing from 9 a.m., work all day, go straight to the village, start barking. And this was like my first and second year, kind of just trying to get up as much as I can. I look back at that now and I'm like, what the hell was I doing?
In a good or a bad way?
In a way that I was like, in the moment, I was like, this is dope. This is so cool. But now I look back, I'm like, I was so tired. Like that was a lot of going up and 2 to 3 shows a night. And I just stand outside for 2 to 3, 4 hours asking people to come in. And I feel like right now it's the same thing. Right now, my 4th year, I'm like, this shit is so dope. I know I'm going to look back and be like, what the fuck were you doing? What were you doing?
Yeah.
But I think that's what's so great about comedy is you don't know. It's not like in college where you take a test. It's not in college where in 4 years you're going to graduate or, you know, your exams are coming up. You don't know what's going to happen. Ever. All of a sudden you get a DM, hey, can you open it for me? Like all of a sudden you get these opportunities that you're like, I didn't see that coming. Yeah. Regardless, it could be 2 years into comedy, 4 years into comedy, 10 years into comedy. You never know. Yeah. And that's what I love about it.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, because I'm 10 years in and I feel that exact same way. Right? Every year I look back, I was like, what the fuck?
What was I doing?
What was I doing? Jesus
but it's Christ. All good shit.
Yes.
And it's all helpful and it's all helping us towards something?
Here's what. It has to. Like, that's what it is. It just has to.
It has to, or what the fuck?
Yeah.
I made some good friends.
Yeah. And at bare minimum, what I've seen in the time that I've been doing it is that you'll see people progress. And progression in any way, even in small increments, is very important. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you will see, like as you've already seen, you've seen how you've gone from barking to now being a radio personality. Like, how would you have done that? Right. You know what I mean?
And the way I got the job was he saw me. My co-host saw me at a comedy show.
Wow.
It was in Brooklyn, raining. I didn't want to go. It was 4 people in the audience. It was a great show, great lineup. Like, it was all wonderful. But like, this comic was there, a new comic, and I introduced myself, and then he hit me up almost a year later, being like, hey, you want to do radio? I was like, oh my God. But he just said, by talking to you and by seeing you and your energy, I feel like you'd be good at this. So that's why I'm always like, be nice to everyone. Because you don't know who you're talking to. It could be whatever.
It could be nobody now.
Nice. Yeah, but you should just be a nice person regardless. So that's where it came from. A fucking comedy show with 4 people on a rainy day in Brooklyn.
Yeah, and so the idea of being nice, committing to your energy, all the things that you do in your writing process and your comedic process, but you use that in life. Like it's the same thing for you. So that's fire. That's
I
fire.
try. You know, you try as hard as you can because
Yeah.
then like life gets you.
Yeah.
Regardless, but I think if you are at least positive, have a positive outlook, then I hate the whole fake it till you make it, but I think it's just fake it. My mom would always say, fake it till you make it, honey. Just keep smiling.
Your mom sounds hilariously
Keep
sad.
smiling. Just keep going.
Just keep that smile going.
Yeah, she's like, fuck him. Keep going.
Yeah, and you know, I had similar parents with that same kind of energy. My dad was kind of always on the energy of, man, fuck it. It doesn't matter either way. Like it was just always that. It was just like, look, you can not do it, but if you're not happy, then you're still gonna be sad.
Right. See, and it's so honest, and I think that's what's so. Like, I think our parents are very honest people. Like, I'll bomb at a show. I told you this.
Yeah.
I'll bomb at a show, and my mom saw me one time. She came up to me. She goes, "Ha, that wasn't good, girl." Like, she's like, "I've seen you do better," and I was like, "I know." And she's
I've
like,
seen me do better.
Yeah, I was like, "I know it." And she's like, "It's okay. Next time, you just." She's like, "Stop. You can be sad for a second, and then pull yourself together. Next show, you got this."
Yeah.
But you know. It's nice to have someone honest like that in your life who can be like, yeah, that sucked. But hey, you love what you do. You're good at what you do. Do it again later.
Yeah, because it's okay to fail. It's
Yes.
like, and it's not really, do you even really consider it failing if you get back on, like, how do you look at bombs now versus at the beginning?
Oh my God. When I bombed in the beginning, I'm like, no, like it was the worst thing ever. I remember crying all the time if I ever bombed. My night was ruined. My week was ruined. Now when I bomb, I'm like, what did I do wrong?
Yeah, see? What do I gotta do?
What did I do wrong?
I'll get you next time, stage time.
And that's it. I was like, look a fucking villain.
Yeah.
I'll get you next time. That's how I look at it now. I'm like, okay, like I'm sad about it. I'm angry because I want to make the people laugh. I want every audience to enjoy me. But if I can't, I'm gonna be like, okay, let's figure this shit out. Well, before I was like, no, my life's I was so sad. It would take over, and that's terrible. You shouldn't. And I've learned that from a lot of our friends because you guys all been in this very long, and you're like, hey, Rye, stop it. Just get back on stage. It doesn't fucking matter. And I'm like, dope.
Yeah. It's one of those lessons that the sooner you learn, the better of, I think in life, because I don't think it just applies with stand-up. We just so happen to be comedians.
Right.
But it's like, yeah, get back on the horse. It's like all those old ass sayings that essentially mean no one gives a fuck.
Right.
Keep going.
The saddle?
Yeah, get back on
the horse.
I think it's get back on the horse. Is get back on the
a
horse.
horse? What the fuck is a saddle then? I'm thinking.
The saddle is what you sit on top of the horse
there.
to get on top of the horse. Like you don't need it, but I think it like cushions. It's like
it
a
helps
seat.
you. Like
it's
your
the
balls.
seat.
It would.
Your balls don't help. They're so inconvenient some days.
It was so some days. Like, oh boy, my balls are really annoying me today.
Oh man, this is gonna be great. It's like a very fun show.
That's how I feel about my boobs sometimes. Like,
Really?
girls, you got it today. Some girls, no.
They're heavy. There's some days they're heavier than others. Oh man, if only you know. Balls!
I've seen them.
No, not mine. But I think it's time to wrap it up.
I've seen other balls. Hi, Mom. You know she's going to watch this and like it.
Yeah.
And probably share it.
She was like, my daughter's seen balls. What about your daughter?
My dad's like, oh, no.
No, not
it's
my
just
daughter.
Comedy. It's just comedy.
There's no balls in comedy. It's all fun.
He saw a blowjob joke one time, and he goes, afterwards, he's talking to people after the show. He goes, it's just comedy. He doesn't actually do any of this. I'm like, little does he know.
Your dad's trying to discredit the whole thing.
He's like, it's not real.
He's treating you like you're a movie star. He's like, I'm not really Captain America. My daughter's not really Black Widow. She's just a good actor.
It's all a lie. I love it.
Oh, fuck. That's absolutely amazing. I know you got to go, so I don't want to hold you up too long. But
I know, this is so, I could
right?
for hours, I know.
Yeah, but like, I feel like matter of fact, I'll ask you this. If you could say one last thing for like if it could, whether it be aspiring comedians, or to inspire other people, or maybe to talk to a version of you that you wish you had this advice. You know what I mean? We're gonna end in that way. I want to end in a cool way. What would be the thing you would tell that person? Like, I don't know, I get that. That's your camera?
That camera?
Yeah.
So 10 years ago, I did something like this at my high school. And they said to me, what do you want to do in 10 years? Where do you want to be? And I said, all I want to be is entertaining people. I just want to make people laugh. I want to make people cry. I want to entertain. So whatever you want to do, stick with it. Keep going. And even if like fuck up things happen, who cares? Because you got it. Just keep going. Just keep going. Who knows what's happening around you? Just keep focused. I don't know what the fuck that meant.
But it's fire.
I just got excited.
They like it. It's provocative.
It's provocative. They don't know what the fuck that meant. Ooh, she's mysterious. No, bitch just can't talk.
Fuck yeah, man. Riley, thank you so much for being our guest.
you.
I really appreciate you,
Thank
for
you.
real.
This has been amazing. Oh,
Give me some run of these. Well, I didn't know what to do. I was about to say shalom. Is that what Shalom. But thank you guys so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Peace. Hey guys, thank y'all for watching Behind the Mic Stand. If y'all enjoyed it, as I think you did, because you made it to the end, like, subscribe, make sure you hit that notification button so you hear the subscriptions and shit. You know how it works. Just like it. Stop skipping this part and do it right now. What? Somewhere right here. I think it's right here.